Good morning. Happy Tuesday. One of these days I'll get it right. So as usual, move, groove, stretch, do whatever it is you need to do. I'm going to get the music going at some point. All right, so I will see you on the back of the mat. We will get started at exactly 8:30 if possible. When you can start, you'll be standing in the center of your mat. You have about 30-ish seconds or so. All right, we're going to get started in about 10 seconds. You're going to meet me in the center of your mat. We're going to start with some nice deep squats with some overhead reaches. Getting ready in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So deep squat all the way down, overhead reach. And then you can just open up those arms, and we're going to start again with that. So that nice deep squat, opening up those arms all the way and breathing into this one, keeping those shoulders away from the ears, whatever body part that is. And we're just going to be here for about another 30 seconds. Get even lower in that squat, making sure those hips are tucked underneath you. After this, we're going to go into some sliding lateral lunges. So we're going to stay nice and low the whole time. We're just going to take it side to side. You have about 20 more seconds here. Reach up just a little further. Open up that chest just a little more. Relax that jaw just a little more. If you are just joining, you are still good. We are in those deep squats with those overhead reaches. We're going to move into those sliding lateral lunges in 10 seconds. Keep going. Opening for just another 3. Sliding lateral lunges in 2 and 1. Sit those hips back. We're going to slide side to side now. So with these sliding lateral lunges, you're going to work to open up those hips, sitting back into those heels. You can have those hands in a prayer pose. You can have those hands down on your knees. Or if you want to open up a little further, you can take those hands down to the ground, making sure you're doing your best just to keep those hips sliding across a nice little glass ledge. Oh, this Tom York song it's a killer. So keep opening up here. And after this, you're going to have 1 minute of free flow in about 25 seconds. So that free flow can be whatever you want. You can dance around, you can move around, you can hop around, or you can just kind of go into a nice downward dog and pedal out those feet if you need some kind of structure. So keep going, sliding lateral lunge. We're going to go into that free flow in 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Standing it up, free flow. So move your body in a way that feels good and intuitive to you. Maybe that's rolling out the hips. Maybe I said with a little bit of structure, that's a downward dog. But let this moment just be yours and sit into it and just feel no shame. Let those thoughts go and just enjoy it. Because how often do you just get to do whatever you want, whenever you want? You have about another 30 seconds left here. After this, you're just going to take it into a lateral duck walk, and you're going to do 4 abductors at the end. So what that means is those thighs are going to pulse in and out, and you're just going to duck walk it across. Don't worry, I will explain everything as we go. You've got 10 seconds. So maybe you just need to hop it out, shake it out, whatever you need to do. We're going to do a little bit of jumping jacks later. So you have 4, get to this end of your mat in 3, lateral duck walk with 4 abductors, 2 and 1. Come to the end of the mat, squat it down. You're going to duck walk it all the way across. You're going to get to the edge. You're going to give me 4 abductors. So those legs are going to go in and out, tiny little pulses here. Feel your own resistance if you want by putting those hands on the side of your legs. And you can just kind of push into those hands like you have a resistance band on, but you're resisting yourself. Halfway there. After this, it is just some simple alternating reverse lunges. So you're just going to sit those knees back, keep that chest proud, and reverse lunge it back. You have about 20 more seconds left here. Get a little lower. Sorry if that whistle was loud. So close. Reverse lunges are coming in 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Coming up, reverse lunges alternating. So each leg going back once. Working your best, or working to do your best here by keeping those hips tucked underneath you and squared off to the center. You can have those hands kind of following along whatever way feels intuitive and comfortable, but a nice little squeeze of the bicep doesn't hurt. Trying to make sure that front leg isn't tracking too far forward in front of that ankle. That's kind of where I tend to fail, but that's okay, because at least I'm here doing it. After this, you're going into jumping jacks. Small cardio burst. You don't have much more of it after this. So stay with me for about another 20 seconds. I'm just flipping directions so I can see my timer. Get nice and low here. Sink in and come back up with that same power. Jumping jacks in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jumping jacks. So you can take the impact out if your neighbors are pissed and if that doesn't work for you. Otherwise, you're just gonna be some solid jumping jacks. This is your only cardio burst. You do have a flow burpee, but it's not a lot of cardio. Let the heart rate just rise here. Those thoughts get a little mixed up. You're almost there. You're halfway through. Really power with those arms. Keep that chest nice and open. Light on those feet, core in tight. Just let it go. You have 20 more seconds. Staying light on the feet. After this, it's a flow burpee. So you will flow those arms up. You will take them down with you. You will hop, step, jump it out into a plank with a push-up without, and then flow it up in 3, 2, 1, flow burpee. Come meet me on the side. You're gonna flow those arms up all the way up your body. You're gonna flow the arms down your body, bend it down, take those hands to the ground, walk, step, hop, jump it back, on the feet, on the knees if you want one push-up, and then you bring it back up. I want you to make sure though, the only important thing in this, you don't have to hop, step, jump it every time. You don't have to do a push-up every time. It's all about having a strong core, because the core is where this is all starting from. So deep breaths and just enjoy it. You have 20 seconds, and then we go into the transition move, which is a downward dog with a spinal flow to an upward facing dog. You have 10 seconds. Get those flow burpees in. Feels good, I promise. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come meet me in that downward dog. So you're gonna go into a downward dog. You're gonna bring those heels up, bring those hips up, take those hips all the way to the ground on a spinal flow, upward facing dog, and then send those hips back, and you're back to downward dog. This is your transition period. So the next moves, they're not gonna be easy. You're gonna give me 2 donkey kicks to 2 fire hydrants. We're gonna stay 30 seconds on one side, and then we're gonna switch directly to the other side. 25 more seconds. Keep that core in tight here. Just because you're in a transitional period doesn't mean you're not in movement and not in flow. 15 seconds, you will meet me on all fours for 2 donkey kicks to 2 fire hydrants. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come meet me on all fours and let's go. For 2 donkey kicks with 1 leg, whatever leg you want to start with, to 2 fire hydrants. Making sure you're only lifting as high without opening up that hip. I mean, obviously you're opening up the hip on the side, but you're trying to keep yourself squared off and steady. You have about 4 seconds on this leg, and we go directly into the other side in 2, 1, switch legs. So give me 2 donkey kicks on the other leg to 2 fire hydrants with a nice flat back, the elbows tucking in towards you, a slight bend. You got this. 15 seconds after this, it'll be a straight leg lift with a little knee tuck. So that'll be a little bit of core work. In 4, you're gonna switch legs in 3, 2, and 1. Keep one knee down, extend that other leg nice and long. Give me a nice straight leg lift, tuck that toe underneath, and you're gonna lift the knee ever so slightly, the opposite knee, using the abs. Tuck that toe, tiny little knee lift, lifting that knee off the ground. That straight leg extension, try not to compromise that back too much. Keep it nice and long. We're only here for about another 7 seconds, and then to the other side. In 4, 3, 2, and 1, switching it out, taking that other leg nice and long, extending it nice and long, tucking that toe, and a tiny knee tuck. You are on the other leg now. Ooh, that little knee tuck is no joke with that core, huh? After this, you're just gonna give me rainbows. So you're gonna take that other leg to the diagonal and sweep it up and over to the other diagonal. In 3, 2, and 1. Take that other leg out nice and long. Take it to the diagonal of your mat, lifting all the way through center, not compromising that lower back and touching that toe to the other diagonal. I'd rather you lower the amount of space you're taking in that rainbow and keep it with a nice flat back. 15 seconds here, and then you switch it to the other leg. Nice long legs here. I want you to feel like someone is pulling that toe. For 3, 2, and 1. Keep going. You're on the rainbow on the other side. Sorry about that. Rainbow, other side. Ooh, I should have put my phone on airplane mode. So you're lifting through the center and over to the other edge. After this, we're gonna flip onto our back for just some simple glute bridges. And then we're gonna do 30 seconds of regular glute bridges into pulses in 10 seconds. Give me 4, 3, we're gonna flip onto our backs in 2, and 1. Flipping onto your back, you're gonna give me regular glute bridges to pulses. So go to reach for those toes, lift those heels up. And by heels, I mean hips, and lower it down gently. Just as much effort on the way down as you put in on the way up. You're only gonna give me 30 seconds of regular glute bridges, and then we're gonna keep those hips up and pulse it out. In 4, 3, 2, let's go. Keep those hips up nice and high. Close those eyes if you feel comfortable, and squeeze those glutes with tiny little pulses. You got this. Keep it high. Don't compromise. Never settle. You deserve everything you want, and everything you want will come for you in good time. In 3, 2, 1, lower those hips down, and guys, we're back into the transition move. So meet me in that downward dog, and let's flow. After this, we're gonna be on our backs. It's gonna be a little bit of core work. So stretching out that body, rounding the spine into a spinal flow, upward facing dog, keeping those hips down towards the ground, chest nice and open, and send it back. After this, you're gonna give me a bug crunch. What that means is you're gonna curl up, you're gonna be on your back, you're gonna curl up into a nice ball, and then you're gonna shoot those legs and arms out nice and long, kind of like a hollow body hold. And then you're gonna crunch it all back in, a bug crunch. 15 seconds. Fun fact, A Bug's Life is actually an excellent movie, and I highly recommend watching it as an adult. And maybe if you wanna have a little fun, you enjoy a little something with it. For 3, 2, and 1, flipping onto your back. It's bug crunch time. Okay, so like I said, you're gonna curl up into a little ball, grabbing those towards those shins or those feet, and then you're gonna extend out nice and long, arms and legs long, and then crunch it back in. And if you wanna put that head down when you extend it long, and lift the head up when you crunch it in, And by lifting the head, you're doing that through the core. So you're lifting the body up, not just the head. You have bug crunches for another 30. And then after this, you're going to be slow elbow to knee crossbody crunches. And you're going to alternate, but you're going to go really slow and articulate every part of the movement. You have about 15 seconds left in these crunches. And then we're going to go into the crossbodies in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put those legs on the ground. Take those arms out nice and wide. So you're going to take the knee to connect to the opposite elbow, and then you're going to place it down. And nice and slow here, knee to the opposite elbow, place it down. So now, just focus on you. There's nothing else for you to think about right now. You just need to focus on the body and the mind, maybe a little bit of that spirit. 30 seconds left here. Are you over-articulating, going nice and slow here? Really connecting the movement to the muscle? For 20 more seconds. Then after this, you're just gonna flip it over and you're gonna give me a nice low forearm plank hold. I know, sometimes it's that lack of movement that really makes us move. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flipping it over, low forearm plank hold. I know, this is gonna be fun. So, important little cues here. Keep that core in nice and tight, charge back in those heels. Keep that chest nice and open, those palms into the ground. You can give me a little 10 finger count, so tap each finger in, count to 10. Then you can just always reverse it backwards. Making sure you're not lifting those hips too high, they're not sinking too low. A nice flat back here. You only have another 30 seconds. After this, it is a high plank wrap around or reach around. So you're gonna take one arm to the back, you're gonna make it into a nice little half circle, then you're gonna reach it towards the front, then you're gonna replace it. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, high plank reach around. So widen the base of the feet, take one arm, placing it on the thigh, wrapping it around 180 degrees, dropping that hand down and replacing it. If it's too hard in the high plank, take those knees down and still work the core here. Doing your best to keep that weight nice and centered. This one is hard, I know. At any moment, drop the knees, take a breather, come right back up. You have about 20 seconds left, and then you're in the transition. And then we're gonna be doing a little inner thigh work in 15. If you can't tell, I am shaking, I am sweating, but having fun. For 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, I'm gonna drop down to those knees for a second before we go into that transition. It's that downward dog to a spinal flow to an upward facing dog. All right, transition time. Downward dog, spinal flow, upward facing dog. After this, you're gonna go onto ones. You're actually gonna go onto your back and you're just gonna do a little Eggbeater. So you're just gonna take those feet about 1 inch or 2 off the ground and you're gonna beat each foot in front of the other. And so it's gonna be a lot of inner thigh work, a little bit of core work. Can't get rid of that core work, not too soon. So we're gonna start with Eggbeaters on our back for 1 minute, and then we're gonna go onto our sides in 15 seconds. Give me 4, 3, we're gonna switch back onto our backs, and 2, and 1, flipping onto your backs, little Eggbeaters now. So on your backs, you're gonna lift those legs up ever so slightly, and you're just gonna beat each leg one on top of the other. If you want a little extra challenge, you can lift up. I will be keeping it down Oh, I'm gonna take those knees in for a second though. And we're gonna take them right back out. So you have only about another 30 seconds left here. You can lift those legs if that's feeling a little better for you, or lower them, but making sure that lower back is staying to the ground. You're almost there. Take that moment to breathe. Sometimes I need it too. 15. Come on, Nina Simone, let's get through this together. We're gonna flip over onto one side, and then we're gonna do an outer leg big lift in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flipping onto the one side, whatever side you wanna roll over to. I want you to lift that top leg nice and long, and then lower it down. We're gonna be here for about 30 seconds. We're gonna do everything on this side, and then we will switch to the other side. So, nice big lifts here for another 15 seconds. Then after this, we're gonna do a clamshell. Clamshell. In 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees. Have those knees connecting. You're gonna open the top leg and close it, a little clamshell. Important tip here, making sure those hips are stacked. When you're opening that leg, only open up as wide so those hips stay centered, and you will feel if you are floating back onto that ass. 10 seconds. And then we're gonna floss the hips. So we're gonna take that knee in front of that other knee. Then you're gonna send that toe behind the knee. You're gonna extend that inner leg long in 3, 2, 1. Extend that inner leg long, hip floss. Bring that top knee in front of that bottom knee. And then you're gonna bring that toe, floss that leg behind that other knee. Hip flossing is one of my favorite things to do. I always tell people, you brush your teeth twice a day, you should floss your hips at least once a day. 10 more seconds here, and then we're just gonna flip it over to the other side. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flipping it onto the other side. Outer leg lift. Let's go. Big leg lift, and nice and lower. Lifting it nice and high, and nice and low. 15 seconds left here. After this, it's that clamshell. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees. Let's clamshell. Open that top leg, lower that top leg. Having those toes connected the whole time. Of course, if you want to add a little self-resistance, you can add that hand on top of that top leg. We're here for about under 15 seconds. And then we're going to floss it out. And then back to that downward dog. In 4, 3, we're going to extend that inner leg long to floss. In 2, and 1, setting that inner leg nice and long. Let's floss that top leg, knee in front of that knee. And then bring that toe behind that knee. Deep breaths. Nina Simone. Oh, you're making me feel some kind of way. 15 seconds left. We're gonna go into that downward dog spinal flow in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into that downward dog spinal flow. Let's go. Send those hips back, rolling them forward, upward facing dog. After this, it is all arms. You're gonna have 6 minutes of arms. You are welcome. You can do that standing up or on the knees. If you're standing up, I give you a few extra little cues to add a little more spice to it if you're feeling confident and comfortable. 30 more seconds. Breathe deeply. You're gonna stand it up or be on those knees. We're gonna do some nice over-unders like you're rubbing an orange. You're gonna keep that chest nice and open. In 10 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing it up, or you can be on those knees, but It's time for those over-unders. So send those arms out nice and wide. You're gonna rub an orange. You're gonna keep that back nice and flat, nice little bend in the knees. If you want a little extra, you can pulse those knees in and out. Little abductor moment there. But making sure you're rubbing this orange and you're squeezing those biceps. Oh yeah. After this, you're just gonna flip those palms up to the sky for a little roof raiser. But you got a little time here. Chest is nice and open. I'm keeping my eyes closed because that's feeling comfortable. Like I said, after this, you're gonna flip those palms up high towards the sky, and you're gonna do some roof raisers. 15 seconds. And with those roof raisers, we're gonna lift and lower on those toes to add a little extra spice. Otherwise, you do not have to. You just keep focusing on the arms in 3, 2, and 1. Flip those palms up to the sky. You can lift and lower those heels with tiny little roof raisers here. Keeping that chest nice and open with a little bit of stability work, a little bit of balance work. Oh yeah. What 2 things are you holding in your palms? Feeling like a total Libra light right now, trying to balance stuff out. After this, you have about 30 more seconds here. Then we're gonna go into circles and we will do some flamingo legs, meaning we'll stand on one leg for 30 seconds and then, oh, I'm gonna fall forward. Then we're gonna stand on the other leg. You have 20 more seconds left here. Have those arms nice and strong. Breaths, 10 seconds. Circles are coming in 4, 3, keep those arms up, in 2, and 1. Send those arms out again, nice and wide, tiny little circles. Oh yeah, 30 seconds on one side, going forward, and then you're gonna flip legs if you're on one leg and you'll take it backwards. So these circles are coming from those shoulders with a nice open chest as well as an open back. 15 more seconds left going in one direction. You can also have a little kickstand the foot if keeping that foot up is not for you. We're gonna switch directions in 3, 2, and 1. Switch feet, switch directions. So if you went forward first, you go backwards. If you went backwards first, you go forward. If you're on the right leg, you go on the left leg. If you're on the left leg, you go on the right leg. And now you only have 20 seconds left here. After this, you're gonna do that breaststroke move. So you're gonna swim those arms forward, swim them all the way out to the sides and back through the center in 10 seconds. So this one is gonna be excellent for those triceps. In 4, 3, we're gonna drop that foot down. In 2, 1, breaststroke. Swim those arms forward, a little hinge in the hips, swim those arms back, and then back forward. So sitting that weight into those heels, sitting back into those hips, that'll help add a little bit of extra core work, a little extra glute work. Now we got a little Tyler the Creator going. Today's playlist was eclectic as hell and I'm obsessed with it. 30 more seconds left here. And then you're gonna do 1 extra arm move, no rest. You're gonna go into a prayer pulse. So those arms will go into 2 90-degree angles and you will just do tiny little pulses with those triceps. Keep reaching out with that breaststroke and really reaching every part of the arms here because that's what's gonna lengthen and strengthen here. 10 more seconds. We're not really even worried about the aesthetic. We're just worried about having fun. You have 4 seconds, prayer pulse in 3, 2, and 1. Take those arms up into 2 90-degree angles. Little prayer pulses. Nothing fancy with the feet. Keeping those shoulders rolled back as best as possible. Those arms are 2 90-degree angles. Palms are facing each other. Eyes are closed or gently gazing towards the ground.
1, 2.
And you're only here for a little bit longer. After this, we're gonna cool it down with a nice little cat-cow stretch with some chest circles. And we will close out in my all-time favorite, a frog pose. 30 more seconds, lift a little higher. Come on. This is for you, not for me. This is gonna build that upper body strength so one day you're able to do the things you wanna do. Lift a child, lift a potato bag. I don't know. Take care of your body, it's important. You have 4, 3, 2, 2, and drop those arms. Come and meet me on all fours, guys. You made it to the cool down. So you can bring that chest all the way down towards the ground. And then you can round that spine. Some nice cat-cows at your own pace. Some little barrel rolls of the chest, taking it to each side. You made it. You did it. You put in 30 minutes of pure movement. Maybe you took a second to rest. Maybe you took a moment to breathe. But the most important thing is you took 30 minutes of motion. You spent your morning or afternoon taking care of yourself. And for that, good job. 15 seconds. After this, you're going to close it out in a nice little frog pose. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come and meet me. Send those legs out nice and wide. And you're just going to send those hips forward and back with the frog pose, opening up those thighs. Oh, yeah. This is the finale. This is it. So making sure you're getting nice and deep into that stretch when you sit it back. You can bring that chest to the ground if you're feeling good. You can keep those hands up. The most important, you're just taking this moment to just stretch and release. As usual, it's an honor and a pleasure to move with you all. We have about another 20 seconds left here. So stay with it. Get in a little deeper. For 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Guys, it is 30 minutes, pure flow. I am so happy to have you here. Thank you all so much for joining. You know the drill. A quick photo in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for being here. I'm always happy to have you. I will see you guys not this week, next week. Bye, everyone.